Hey everybody, welcome to our part 2 of our 2025 preview for Yuuki Productions. I am Yuki once again, giving you guys today's presentation. We're going to break this preview up into a few parts. The first part is what I call the nerdy part, where I go over data and why am I doing this type of content for data, the data thingy. The second part is we're actually going to go into what's coming up, like on the website. The third part is going to be talking about the website itself in terms of like where do I want to go with the website in general. The fourth part is the website from scratch. So this is going to be a doozy. Let's get started with talking about this data. Oh, the data. Well, if you do not know what that joke is, it's basically Call of Duty right now because there's a meme going around with Blame Truth, the COD fodder, because he is not liking Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And that's where the whole joke of, oh, the data shows this. Da, 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 da." But here, I'm actually using the data to show you guys, hey, maybe we should focus on this stuff. Okay? Let's see what you guys like. Because remember, in Call of Duty, they're not taking into a part of the community. They're taking part of the quote unquote data because they want to make money. I want to make you guys entertained. I want to entertain you guys, not make money. Well, I will anyway because of monetization on YouTube, but you get my point. So, data for October. In October 2024, 15 videos made, 887 views, 59.13. 59.13 is the average number of views for the month, which is not bad actually. It looks bad because it's only 59, but that's an overall average of the month. Okay, under it, my averages are usually 500 to 1,000 at this moment. We'll see what happens with November because you never know what's going to happen each month. Now I want to show you guys how I broke this up. There are a few categories of data of video that I always show you guys, from tutorials to updates to previews, VRCRP, VRC news, VRC road dev, gaming news, world tours, music videos, and game development is actually returning. But I do not have the I don't have a cell for it. This is called cell. I'm using Google Sheets, by the way, not Google Excel. Okay, then I have a breakdown of the highest viewed content for that category. For example, the highest viewed content of the category VR Chat Roleplay belongs to the episode 1 of VR Chat of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Protectors of Kindness, with 147 views at this moment, which is 15 to 16%, 16.5% of overall. To do that, I took 147 divided I took the overall of the month, which is 887, divided by 147 to get to this number of 16 and a half. A little bit more than 16.5%. But that the highest overall belongs to this Movavi Video Editor Captions AI with 184 views, which is 20.7% of the overall. Okay, so that is what the data show. All right, now I want to clarify one category of content, and that is actually the music videos. Yes, this was actually a plan anyway. This is actually planned for me to try out music videos, but it was not supposed to be on that day, October 31st. The only reason I did that video was to celebrate the Dodgers who won the World Series. If the Dodgers did not won the World Series that day, then I'm making a different music video. So this was planned already. It's just so that it's just such that the Dodgers won. Because the Dodgers won, and it's my team by the way, I made that music video to celebrate that victory of the World Series. So it does count for October because I did this video in October. So I'm going to count it. So it will count, and that's 13.5, 13.5% of the audience. Okay? It is still, however, not able to beat now 291. Overall, for videos at 32 and 32.8% of you like tutorials at this moment. Remember, YouTube is a game of algorithms. There could be one day that a VR Chat Roleplay Episode 3, which is coming up this week, by the way, for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Protectors of Kindness, if that video gets 200 views and the next tutorial only gets 50 views, the roleplays could actually overtake the tutorials by about 5% if everything goes the way it goes. Okay? So, why? So, how does this work? Because of numbers like this. So, I took the content, literally everything that I have uploaded in October, and put it into this sheet. And here's the numbers so far. Now, keep in mind, as of this video, these are the numbers. But I go back and check to make sure that the video numbers didn't change. Okay? So as you can see, there is a 0 here because this is the video I'm recording. But once I see the numbers for a few days, we'll see where it goes after the end of the day. Then we'll see each passing day what happens. That's what the numbers show here. On stream data sheet, this is the same thing. The only difference is it's for actual streams that we do going live. Now, I want to draw your attention to some caveats, as you guys can see, because this is a little bit outlying. And here's why. As you can see, on the 29th of October, we did episode 3 of Unbreakable Ties. The 29th of October happens to be a Tuesday. Okay? Okay, so that's a 57 views. You may have noticed that on the November the 2nd, that's a Saturday. I usually don't stream on Saturdays. But what happened? Because on Friday the 1st, I was I was exhausted. I went to swimming, then I did the church volunteering because that's what I do on Fridays. So I moved that stream to Saturday and then I doubled it because we're at a point in the story where it gets a little bit more tense. So I decided to double down. Okay? So that's why the views are a little bit off than normal, but that's okay. I want to see some data anyway, so that's why I did it. Let's see what you guys think about that. But this week, we're going back to normal, where we have Mario, Pokemon, Mario, VR, Pokemon. That's the pattern. Monday to Friday. That is the pattern. So, and you may have noticed that there are 4 streams with a different coloring. The red is our heavy hitters, and the yellow is our heavy hitter. Our heavy hitters have been getting over 30 views per night. So we'll see what happens with that one. The yellow one is where usually there we have mini heavy hitter with Pokemon because it's been getting views. It's just that for episode 4 and 5, I did it as a double down because of the fact I missed one. So right now, the views are very outlying because of the first 2 streams of the month. But tonight we have Mario. That usually raises the average. So that average of 3.86 right here might change. Will definitely change. Because if this Mario stream tonight gets 30 views, that becomes 8. If this gets 40, that becomes 9. And if this gets 50, that becomes 11. So any, let's just say this gets 50. These are just examples. Let's just say this one gets 40 and this one gets 25, 24, 25. That average goes up to 20. Okay? And this Unbreakable Ties one gets 50. So you're looking at an average of 27. But keep in mind that the two other streams were thrown out. If we throw these out and I don't report on them, that becomes 23. Okay? It is lower than obviously our last week of October, but that's just because we had these two streams here. So we'll see what happens this week. Now, I have another sheet here called VR Chat character data. What is this sheet for and why is it empty? It's empty because I just made this. The reason why I have this sheet is I want to see who you guys like more. And when I say who you like more, I mean the character who I play as. For example, this Thursday, I am playing as Francis the Wolf. Next week, I could be playing as Shady. And the next 2 weeks, I could be playing as Infinite. The other week, I could be playing as Shadow. The other week, I could finally have Francis the Hedgehog. Why am I doing this? Because I want to see who you guys like more. If I feel that there's a pattern where if I play Francis the Wolf and I only get 25 views, but then I play a Shady and you get me 75 views or something, we have a winner. That's Shady. And the top five, potentially the top four characters, will be in 2025. That will be my lineup. There is one exception. Francis the Hedgehog is the exception to this rule because he is my own character. Once he gets in, he is locked for every year after that. It's like a lifetime contract with the Dodgers. He's locked in to a lifetime deal, lifetime contract. Okay? But the other characters are not. They can be rotated out. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Character data. This deals with the character channels. Francis the Hedgehog, Francis the Riolu. That's the content here. I'm gonna organize this into its own thing. Short data, vertical streams, vertical content, VR data, and monetization data will be dealt with when the time comes. For shorts data, it's talking about YouTube Shorts. I will definitely be paying attention to this year. I mean next year because of vertical content, vertical streams. We can stream vertically now on YouTube. Vertical content is anything vertically I do. Vertical streams is any vertical streams I do, like on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, etc. VR data, okay. VR data is most likely 2025. Now, you might be wondering, what is VR data for? I want to see what you guys like in VR. Now, I am not going to count VR chat because VR chat is going to be its own category. VR data will be dealing with VR experiences and games, which I'll show you when we get to the website, which I still have to yet to talk about. Okay? Well, I'll get into examples there. Monetization data. Okay. This is only going to be usable if I feel that I need to translate, if I feel like I need to um, demonstrate, I have to be transparent. This is a IRS thing because I believe you have to be transparent with this once you reach a minimum of 1,000 made in terms of your paycheck. Okay. Now I only now your the way monetization works on YouTube is you you get your paycheck when you have $100 made in total. Um, whether if it's by ads or whether if it's by super chat. Once you reach that 1,000, I mean, excuse me, $100 threshold, you get your money. Here's the catch. I believe, if I'm right, that at $1,000, because you're making more than 1,000 at that point, you must report to IRS or your H&R block thingy, whatever you call them, because that's money the government needs to take because it's the IRS money. If you make only $50, no, they're not gonna take nothing because it's only $50. Okay, they're not gonna take that. Okay, but once you get to 1,000 or something like that, yeah, they're going to look at that to make sure, hey, what you're doing is legal, all this stuff. There's a lot of legalities. The only time I'm gonna do this sheet, if I have to, is at 1,000 plus. Other than that, I'm just putting it here just in case. Okay, now that I talked about data a lot, let's transition into the actual new stuff, the website, which is over here. Okay, this is where we have to lock in now. That is everything from this point on is actually stuff that I want to cover for the preview. The the whatever you just heard is data to give you guys an idea of what we're going to go forward to in terms of data driven. So let's get into the preview where we actually go into like actual content. Here's the new stuff. We're going to jump into VR. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to go into 2025 VR with new experiences, would be VR being one of the biggest ones of the year. We'll be diving into VR games that is not VR chat, other than VR chat, excuse me, that are made for VR. Here's the current timeline for Yuuki Productions in VR and our VR dedicated channel, Yuuki VR Productions, which is updated on November 3rd. So here is the timeline as of this moment. November of 2024, which is this month, I am going to make a quote unquote announcement trailer that we're going to do it in 2025. Now, keep in mind that the footage I'm going to use is more from other content creators because I can't record anything for VR because I don't have the headset yet. Mid November, though, I am going to start making the VR page and VR chat stream rules going up. There are rules when it comes to VR. I'm going to warn you guys. These are special rules for VR chat streams that deal with VR. I am very strict with these rules, and I'm not going to hold back this time. When it comes to banhammer thingy majiggy, to be very careful when I start putting the rules up. I am creating this under the assumption that the rules are going to be the same, with the exception of a few things. In December, I'm going to make an official trailer where I actually start again. Gameplay and footage will be used from other content creators. Sometime between December 26th to 2000, I mean, sometime between December 26th and January 5th of next year, we're going to have the quote unquote final trailer. But I should have the headset by that point because that's Christmas time. That would be the final trailer where I actually get to play the headset and I get to record stuff, and I get to use my footage to give you guys what the final trailer is. Then, sometime in January 2025, we're going to have our first VR chat stream where it is actually in VR, not desktop. And then, sometime in 2025 as well, January, we're going to have our first VR game. Not VR chat, VR game, like an actual game made specifically for VR. But here's the caveat: there is going to be a VR preseason in season. Okay, preseason VR, but season games. So in January, we're gonna start the season like normal for 2025 with Mario, Pokemon, and all that. But sometime in the season, we're gonna have 2 weeks or 3 weeks of VR content that is in preseason. So you're gonna have a season within a season, a preseason within the season of the content. Once we get into the preseason of VR, we're gonna focus on VR for that preseason season. Okay? Now, here's the catch. In VR chat, there's a few rules. During the preseason of the weeks of VR, for VR chat, there are going to be no open lobbies. Okay? Zero. This is so that I can get used to it solo before I start getting players. I'll need at least 2 to 3 sessions. So streams with a VR tag will indicate this. Rules of VR chat streams on a Thursday or a Saturday will still apply. So yes, Critical Role is still a factor in 2025. Yes, every Thursday we are doing, every Thursday or every Saturday we're doing something for VR or something like that. Now, if I do it at night, there is a chance I do it at night. Critical Role starts at 7. Okay, so keep that in mind. Here's the schedule and timing. Here's what the plans are for VR. Excuse me. The first plan is number one, which is 2 day VR schedule. It's Saturday. I mean, excuse me, one day, 2 days. Excuse me. Saturday for VR chat, which is a mix. We have two. We could have one VR, one not. Two VR, two not. It could be anything. The other two will be desktop. Saturday night or Sunday will be a VR experience or game, whatever the game would be. Plan number two is also a 2 day VR schedule, but it's rotational. Saturday for VR chat is going to be rotational, meaning that for 1 week we're going to have VR. The second week we're going to be on desktop. The third week is VR again. So every other week is going to be VR. The other two are going to be desktop. Okay. Now keep in mind, it could also be two and two. It could be VR first 2 weeks, desktop the other 2 weeks. So it's on a specific rotation. Saturday night we could have a VR experience or game, and then plan number three is a 1 day where we're gonna have two VR experiences. The first one is the VR chat itself, and Saturday night we're gonna have a game or experience. But keep in mind, this is still in timing. This is still in like beta schedule mode because we do not know how the other stuff will be calculated into that. What we do know, however, is here are the VR experiences in 2025. In 2025, we will be diving into the world of VR by showcasing VR experiences for the audience. This is in addition to the VR chat content we normally do. These experiences can be other games or experiences made for VR. Here are some experiences I found out about. So there's this game called Zero Caliber 2, which is a VR game that allows you to do missions in VR FPS style. That's the price of $30, and it's for MetaQuest 2 and 3. It was released just this year, I believe. The second one is games coming out for VR in November. So this month, basically, just to showcase it. These are compilation of games coming out in VR in 2024. Note that sometimes they're different, so keep that in mind. Now there's this video. Now this one is going to come out to whether you guys want it or not. There is a hack of Super Mario 64 where Casey Manuwar made a VR edition of Mario 64 for Nathaniel Bandy, who is a content creator for Mario. He spent 24 hours in VR, literal 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. the next day with Mario in VR. It was a 24-hour challenge, but it's in VR. Now, keep in mind, this is a hack of Mario 64. So it's going to get used to, you have to get used to learning VR Mario. It's not as simple as just, oh, I'm going to speedrun this game. No, it is VR, boys. Anime gaming. So this is content that I wanted to try. I couldn't get it to work until 2025. In addition to the VR aspect for 2025, we'll be diving into anime-based gaming. From anime-style games to games based on an anime series, we'll be still playing them. Games is still to be determined, but Tales of Graces is part of it. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this section because it's basically like another gaming content for a specific topic. So that's a very simple explanation there. Data driven content trial, like I said in the beginning. The whole point at the beginning was to show you guys, hey, this is the data, this is what we're going with. What do you guys like? What do you guys don't like? What do I see? What I don't see? That's what was the beginning. That was the reason for the beginning of the whole numbers and data. Okay, so we're gonna be more focused on those. Okay, now there will be a part three to this series where I give you guys a preview of each channel. So instead of the website, we're going to be focusing on the actual channels. Part 3 is coming out later this week because that one's more simple than just showing you numbers. Okay, now, if you guys do not like if you guys think this the TLDR, if you go to the hover over 2025 preview, you're gonna see different parts of the exact same thing, but it's going to be specifically for that particular section, like content, streaming, stream interactables. So I'm gonna start updating those pages very soon, including the VR page, which is not up yet. If you want to know the rules for 2025, those will be under Live Gaming 2025, but it's not updated yet because I haven't put anything yet. But I will tell you, there's new rules. Okay, now, now that I talked about the new stuff, I want to go over one particular thing that I have been talking about for a while. The website, the actual website itself. Why am I talking about this particular part? For a few things. Number one, as you guys know, I have a website from scratch. Okay, you're like, wow, okay. If you guys remember, I showed you guys this. The Indie Yuki new look thing. Now, this is on the side, and the reason why this is quote unquote on the side is because I'm coding it by myself. I'm like, because I know how to use HTML and stuff. I have a reference book. But this is not going to be your main site. Uh-uh. Your main site is going to be the Weebly. Why? You might be asking. Because there is drag and drop system. All you have to do, literally, press edit site. Oh, I want to make a YouTube video. I want to put up a YouTube video. Left side, YouTube, paste, done. All you have to find is the link. That's it, done. That's the website. That's all you have to do. With the website from scratch, I have to code it correctly. Now, it's not that I don't know how to do HTML. In fact, I'm doing a series on that. But there's a timing element to content. Okay? I want to do this faster. That's why Weebly is here. Or Wix. But in the future, if you guys really want me to do the website from scratch, I would. But it's still going to be up no matter what. But the reason why I am doing Weebly is because I can purchase a plan to do a domain name. Okay? What is a domain name? A domain name is basically a .com, .org, .net, etc. Like, for example, yukiproductions.com. I could do that today if I wanted to. For example, here's what you get, for example, if you do the personal plan. You get a free SSL security. For those of you who are not aware, SSL security tells you, hey, this site is secured. No need to no need to worry. Right now, this is not a secure site. Why? Because I don't have SSL. Okay? I don't have an SSL certificate, basically. I also get to connect a custom domain, which is like again, .com, .net, .org, etc. That's what you call a custom domain. You can also get site search. You also get a custom embedded mode, and you also get age confirmation. Okay. You also get all this stuff. You get a shopping cart. You get anything you want to do shopping wise, but I'm not gonna do shopping now because I'm gonna use Streamlabs for like that stuff. Okay. Because I have to pay the fulfillment for that, and I don't want to do that. All right. I am, however, interested in the professional plan. The professional plan allows you to be a member, also upload HD video and audio and video backgrounds. But the main reason why I would go for the professional thingy is because of membership. Yes, you can actually have members on the website. You get special access. It's basically our version of early access. Okay, just remember that it's only 100. That's the only catch to that. Okay, but for the most part, I would only go also go professional because I would take away the square branding, and I can actually use my own icon for the website. It's called a fave icon. So the fave icon is like you see how Facebook has their own icon, right? That's the fave icon. So if you favorite the site, that icon is gonna be the favorite icon. That's where you get a custom one. if you go professional. If you go personal, no. Go professional, yes. But I might go more for the personal just because I'm not gonna build a membership on the site. Maybe we'll see. I will let you guys vote on that. But let's get the headset first before we do anything with website. I will, however, get my domain name soon. Okay, so that's how that works. I am not going premium though because I don't qualify for like I'm not going to be selling. That's the thing. Not on the website that is. I will be selling on Streamlabs. Okay. But I would do the I would do professional because of the domain for 1 year. Then it would be like $20 a year, which is not too bad. So I might go professional for that. Okay, that is it for that section, and that's probably it for the video. So if you have any questions on what we talked um, about each channel or what I'm thinking of, put them in the comments below. Keep in mind that if you want to know about each channel, wait for the preview video number 3 later this week because I'll be talking about each channel individually at part 3. That's all for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and we'll see what you guys like and don't like. I will be making a domain name very soon. So we'll do that. And yeah, enjoy and we'll see you guys in about a few hours from Mario. Good night and see you guys later.